Russian troops announced the capture of Krasny Liman. Although Ukraine has not confirmed this, the result is basically such. According to reports, Russian troops stormed the last stronghold of Ukrainian forces in Krasny Liman, only to discover an unexpected situation. Apart from the bodies of foreign mercenaries and Ukrainian soldiers lying scattered here and there, not a single surviving Ukrainian soldier was found. Earlier, Russian troops revealed that Ukraine still had approximately 5,000 soldiers putting up a last-ditch resistance in the final stronghold. Could these 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers have flown away with wings? Russian troops had long completed the construction of a tight siege around Krasny Liman. Even if there were small gaps, only small groups of enemies could escape. It was impossible for a large force of 5,000 men to disappear overnight. After the Russian 51st Combined Arms Army stormed the Ukrainian Army's final fortress, they found that apart from a large number of bodies and landmines in the area, there were basically no surviving forces. Krasny Liman has an intricate network of underground tunnels and a large number of underground fortifications. Could the 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers have fled through the underground tunnel network and taken refuge in the underground fortifications? This scenario is plausible, but after Russian troops took control of Krasny Liman, they searched all relevant underground passages and fortifications and found no trace of Ukrainian forces, according to the battle report issued by the Russian Ministry of Defense. In the process of capturing Krasny Liman, Russian troops eliminated fewer than 500 Ukrainian soldiers, including some foreign mercenaries. Could these 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers have escaped through tunnels? After Russian forces inspected the tunnel routes, they found that although some tunnel entrances led to the periphery, both the Russian siege and fire coverage areas can cover these routes. Ukrainian forces did not have the conditions for a large scale evacuation. During this period, news emerged that a Ukrainian women's suicide battalion launched a counterattack but was hit by Russian troops. This indicates that the Ukrainian resistance was not as fierce as expected. Judging from the current situation, the so-called news of 5,000 besieged Ukrainian soldiers should be inaccurate. Ukraine still refuses to admit that its forces in Krasny Liman have been completely annihilated, claiming they are still resisting. However, the situation disclosed by Russian troops shows that the Ukrainian resistance is indeed mediocre and basically cannot cause much trouble to Russian forces. The first possibility is that the claim of 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers was deliberately released information by Ukraine. In reality, these troops do not exist, or they have long been split into small groups and scattered across various locations in Krasny Liman to fight independently, against the backdrop of Russian troops storming the Ukrainian stronghold in Krasny Liman. The remaining Ukrainian forces can only conduct guerrilla warfare, continuing to consume Russian troops in this way and delaying Russian control over the entire city of Krasny Liman. Of course, if this is the case, it will not pose a significant threat to Russian forces. The second scenario is that the so-called 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers were merely a number in reality. They never existed. Only a few hundred Ukrainian soldiers fought to the end. The third possibility is that the 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers have long taken the opportunity to disperse. Breaking through the siege to evacuate or deserting it is just that Ukraine is unwilling to admit it. Regardless of which scenario is true, the situation is favorable for Russia. Currently, Russian troops have taken control of Krasny Liman. In the next step, they can use Krasny Liman as a foothold to launch fierce attacks on other Ukrainian fortress cities until they gain control of the entire Donbass region.